Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome to Forza Horizon 4. Now, as you know, the Ferrari F40 is the perfect race car. It's probably not, I did just make that up, but it looks good and it goes fast. It's, very pure race, there's nothing in it. And as you also know, I only ever use cars for their intended purpose. And I can assure you, this is exactly what Enzo Ferrari intended the F40 to be used for. Trust me. He told me himself. This is what he wanted the F40 being used for. Epic skids backwards. This is I don't know. This was a big thing, so I thought I would try it, obviously. And as I was trying it, I discovered the F40 is rather good at it. It's very easy in the F40. I'm sure there's cars that are far better. But I mean, this doesn't take much effort. My own tune as well, not to brag. I did this all myself. It does wander a little bit. Doesn't turn in as sharply as I would like. Maybe upgrading the tyres could help with that a little bit. But as you can see, it doesn't have much trouble reverse drifting, if you can call it drifting. Not really drifting, is it? It's just reversing at speed. Reversing at speed with no grip in the front tyres is basically what this is. I would hardly call it drifting. It looks cool though. And it makes you look really cool if you do it in front of the low-level players. Trust me. It doesn't make you look like a knobhead at all. I highly recommend you do it. This car, I've done such a good job that it's really easy to just drive backwards. But I thought, reverse drifting's fun. Let's do a video on it. Crates. I could not think of a better place to drive an F40 backwards. I appear to have interrupted a convoy. That's okay, they're over there. As long as they leave me in peace. So I have done this before. This is where I've been practicing all my reverse drifting. This is a good place to do it. The problem with reverse drifting is much more difficult to do on longer drift zones. More straight ones. It's the exact opposite of drifting normally. Much easier to do in small technical places. As you can see, this is very easy. I say as I mess it up. But we can ignore that. As I said, it does wander a little wide. Quite a lot. That was entirely my own fault. That had nothing to do with the car. It does take some getting used to, especially if you've just spent an hour or two drifting all-wheel drive drag tyre cars. So bear with me a sec. But as you can see, it works. It's, it's cool. You do look like a knob if you do it in front of other people to try and look cool, though. I'm not afraid to say that. I do it because I got bored of going forwards. God damn this game and its perfect hitboxes. That's a lie, this game has some awful hitboxes in some places. Those barriers along the sides of tracks during races, oh, you better stay well clear of them tyres because they will end you. The puddles make this significantly harder. And there is one downside to this specific tune. It just doesn't drift forwards. Which kind of takes half the fun out of it. Because I've got other cars that can reverse drift. That Hot Wheels thingamabob. And a Dodge Charger and a Trans Am. And part of the fun is normal drifting and then just spinning it round and going backwards. And I'm probably going to use one of those cars in this video as well, just to show that it's cool. But I was showing off this one because there are probably a lot of people that want to be able to do this themselves. And this is a really easy car to get used to how reverse drifting works. To get used to the control. Because it's so sluggish. I'm on sim steering. And it looks like I'm on normal steering. It's just... oh. Now, I do think you need manual with clutch for this car. I'm actually going to try it with normal manual, because I feel like it wouldn't work with normal manual. Let's find out. Where's shifting? Let's try it with manual and see what happens. Because I don't think it's going to work. What I think is going to happen is I'm going to get confused by the controls now. Yep, I don't need to use the clutch. Right. Well, it might work okay. Ah, see, that's where I think the problem is. You can use the clutch to, obviously, clutch kick. And it turns you in faster. And I feel like that's kind of needed for this car. Upgrading the tyres would probably fix it. But I would rather not fix the problem. I risk breaking the whole car if I do that. I'm not the best at tuning reverse drift cars yet. And what usually happens is I change one thing and the whole thing breaks. So I'm just going to leave it as is. I think it works very well. I think it's very fun. You don't get any points going in reverse though, which is disappointing. Can't be doing any reverse top 1000s. Because as we all know, this is Dub's favourite way to drift. I think he made that very obvious in the video he did. Reverse drifting. But I'm making this video for the people that want to learn. Because this is easy. Dead easy. Ignore that. I didn't do that. You've got no evidence of me hitting that wall. If you don't play with manual with clutch, then, well, what are you doing trying to reverse drift? Bloody hell, one thing at a time. I think you should definitely master manual with clutch before doing this. Sim steering, not needed. It would be much easier if I wasn't using sim steering. But I'm stubborn and refuse to change to normal steering. So sim steering it is. Now this is cool, but let's try it in my Trans Am, which is one of my favourite cars to drift. As you can see, I've branded this car so that people can see how cool I am when I reverse drift. So when people see me doing it, they're like, oh wow, he is awesome Chad. And they come and find me. That hasn't worked yet, but I'm sure it will eventually. But this car's front engine, and it actually drives very differently to the Ferrari. Much more responsive, first of all. I feel like it slides much better. And going from the Ferrari to this is somewhat difficult. And the biggest difference is that I can drift this one normally. It's not the best drift car. As you can see, it doesn't hold much angle, but it's the best middle ground I could find. Because obviously I wanted this to be able to go forwards and backwards. And it does go forwards pretty well. And then you can just... Let's try that again. And pretend that one didn't happen. Right. As I was saying, you can just come around here, you can hit that, and you can just go yoink. And, oh, this is a disaster. I don't think I can go fast enough around here to do it. No, look, this is fine. I shouldn't be holding down the accelerator. Throttle control is very important, as you can see. But that's why I recommend the Ferrari. The Ferrari's got a really long reverse gear, so it doesn't matter as much. You can just hold it. And it'll drift pretty much fine. This car, however, doesn't. So you do need to put some effort into your throttle control. Otherwise you're just going to bang the limiter and blow your ears out. Because the V10 in this game does not sound so good. Oh, look at that. That was clean. That was real clean. Oh, it did not turn fast enough to do what I wanted to do there. I'm not really good at the transition. Although I probably don't need to tell you that. You can see that. Ooh. It's really easy to steer too much with this car and just straighten yourself out and fly backwards into a wall. Ooh. There is a big difference between front engine and mid-engine cars when it comes to this. I haven't tried a rear engine car yet. Although the weight distribution of the Hot Wheels Chevy Love, it might as well be a rear engine car. I believe the Chevy Love is the most back-heavy car in the game. If somebody wants to correct me on that, they can, but that genuinely has more weight over the back than all the Porsches. Stock anyway. Which is why it's so easy to reverse drift. But yeah, this is reverse drifting. It's cool. I mean, you know, I see the appeal. I personally quite enjoy it when I get bored of going forwards. Which happens, you know, I drift a lot. I play this game a lot. Nice design as well, isn't it? Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job with that. But yeah, I wanted to make this video show the F40 is a good car to start with if you're trying to practice. It is rear-wheel drive. All of my reverse drift cars are rear-wheel drive. I can't do all-wheel drive cars yet. Every time I try and reverse drift an all-wheel drive car, I just fly off into the woods. And I'm never seen again. But yeah, I will share the Ferrari tune and this tune. I have others. I don't know if I'll share them. I don't like sharing tunes that don't feel good enough. I've got standards, believe it or not. I know some of my paints that have been shared over the years completely go against that statement, but I do have standards. So the F41 will definitely be shared. This one probably as well. But that will be it for this video. I went backwards. I think I did it pretty okay. If you enjoyed that, please consider liking and subscribing, and as you can see right there, follow my Instagram and Twitter. I should start linking them in my description, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should. I don't think I have anything else to advertise. Nah. Anyway, yep, that'll be it for today's video. Please consider liking, subscribing, following, viewing, I don't know. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.